A new garden has opened at Telok Blangah Hill Park. It's the fifth in NParks' growing network of therapeutic gardens. Now, those are designed to help people interact with nature and improve their mental well-being.
It's also the first such garden right next to a forest. To complement the natural surroundings, lesser-known native species were planted among existing trees.
Well, that helps to create an undergrowth, middle canopy, as well as a top layer. Another feature is a 40-metre-long viewing deck, which allows visitors to enjoy views of the forest.
There will be therapeutic horticulture programs targeted at nearby beneficiaries, like the elderly from St Andrew's Nursing Home.
Singapore will get greener over the next decade. 1 million trees are going to be planted and green spaces will be better connected. Now, the aim is to transform Singapore into a city in nature.
At the same time, boosting Singaporeans' quality of life while encouraging everyone to coexist with flora and fauna on the island. Adrian Liu is Group Director from the National Parks Board. He joins us now. Adrian, how did the whole idea of building a city in nature really come about?
Yeah, so, it's been a long journey for us. We've started this journey since 50 years ago. We've been planting intensively, and we've laid down our foundational green spaces and connecting our green spaces with our park connector networks as well. And this resulted in a change from garden city to city in a garden. So you see that pervasive greenery there on the screen, and this really makes Singapore one of the greenest cities in the world. But as Singapore continues to urbanize, and we face existential challenges from climate change, so we need to come up with something, and that's where City in Nature came about. And really, City in Nature is about extending our natural capital into the city from our nature reserves, and also and also enhancing our green spaces, natural habitats in our garden spaces, and really creating this forest structure in our streetscape, and also really extending nature really into our built environment. So really, this City in Nature vision is really built upon that foundational greening efforts that we had since 50 years ago. Yeah.
It's quite a feat, isn't it, Adrian? Because there are always going to be challenges on nature in a growing city. But NParks aims to have at least another 200 hectares of nature parks by the year 2030, including a new one at Khatib Bongsu. So what sort of biodiversity are we going to expect there? What are we going to have?
Yeah, so Khatib Bongsu is really special. Alongside parks like Sungai Buloh wetland reserves, and also our recently conserved Mandai mangrove and mudflat, it serves as a stopover for our migratory birds. So these birds from the East Asian and Australasian flyway, they fly as far as the Arctic down, from China, Korea, and they will fly over to Japan and then down to Singapore as a very important stopover. And Khatib Bongsu is really special because it has mangroves, mangroves forests, and you have species you have endangered mangrove species there. And the birds that you see there are pretty rare. You have things like your straw-headed bulbul, and then you have the bar-tailed godwit, and then a Malaysian plover. These are all very rare birds. We've counted about 130 seashore birds and terrestrial birds. And also maybe about 60 overplant species, and we're still counting. Yeah, so it's a very beautiful place, and you know that mangroves are very important in sequestering carbon. They sequester 3 times the amount of carbon that the terrestrial forest does, actually. Yeah.
Now, we understand that efforts are also underway to restore nature into our current built environment as well. Tell us about some of the challenges, considering that Singapore is so built up and will continue to be so.
Yeah, so that challenge is really an opportunity for us to work with stakeholders. So for example, if we are working with JTC to plant about 30,000 trees in Jurong Island, and also another 70,000 trees in the the Seletar Aerospace Park, as well as some of the industrial estates at Tuas. And so what this will do is actually it will cool down the area very significantly. And not only that, it will provide this lush greenery so that people who go to work there will feel comfortable, and it's another form of therapy. It will be therapeutic for them as well. So there will be opportunities to really work with our stakeholders on greening such industrial parks as well.
All right. Well, many thanks for sharing it all with us this evening. Adrian Liu, Group Director from the National Parks Board.